Jeff Hubbard, he's probably listening to music, but I just seen him tapping away at his screen on the iPhone. He's probably sending a text or a tweet to his friends and family. Look at that smile. He's pretty stoked right now. The door has been opened.
You can see him take a sigh of relief. He's got a smile on his face. One step closer to world title number 3.
Yeah, look at Ryan Hardy. I love Ryan Hardy. He's always humble, very awesome. He's one of my favorite people on the tour. And here he is, thinking back, but also congratulating Jake Stone for a great performance. Wow, what a great shot. Look at this. Jeff Hubbard in the foreground. All sights are now focused on heat number 7. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching live, we appreciate you watching, but please send out your tweet. Send out your tweet. Get on Facebook, send an email out, do whatever you got to do to make sure your friends are watching heat number 7, round number 4, because that's what it's going to come down to. PLC versus Jeff Hubbard.
Who are you calling a twit?
So there you go. You got to. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's going to come down to. Heat number 7, PLC versus Jeff Hubbard. That's coming up next. Ryan Hardy, Jeff Hubbard, talking it over.
Yeah, there you can see Jeff and Ryan having a discussion about the waves. And I'm actually impressed by the professionalism exercised by these guys. Ryan having lost that heat, keeping, cool, calm demeanor, talking to the guy he's been chasing. Meanwhile, out in the water, Magno Oliveira pulls into this one, comes out of the barrel, still going, driving down the line, looking for the end section, hits the roll. Nice opening wave from Magno Oliveira from Brazil in the yellow jersey.
Nice. Heat number 2 in round number 4. Actually, heat number 3 in red. Eder Luciano versus Magno Oliveira. Here's another look at Magno's beautiful tube riding skills. Slides under the pocket, stalling, and then he knows it's going to close out, so he peeks out, get back on the face of the wave, resets his rail, and now he's going to wait for that oncoming section to pull off a maneuver, and here it is, a nice through the lip roll, and Magno Oliveira.
Magno earning an 8.0 for his efforts on that wave. Very nice way to come out and open up this heat.
Again, this is a 25-minute heat. Top 2 waves are scored, and having an 8.0 for your first heat is not bad at all. Magno Oliveira coming out strong. So Magno comes to us from Brazil, and he is definitely one to keep an eye out. He loves his Science model, a 41.5 crescent tail from Science and the Mike Stewart team.
And there you can see on the on-screen graphic, currently sitting 9th on the World Tour, in pretty good position to make it to next year's Grand Slam Series.
Awesome. Great job for Magno Oliveira. I asked a lot of the guys, do they have rituals, lucky charms, a mojo? And you know what? He doesn't have any of that. What he does do, he has his daily connection with God and his son, Jesus Christ. So he is a very spiritual man. And Magno Oliveira looking good right here.
Yes, and Magno, another one of those competitors on the World Tour. Very personable, very pleasant person to deal with. A real gentleman of the sport, if you may.
Yes.
They can see the current standings. Magno on the board with his first wave. Eder still in the hunt for his first score. Still in the early going, 21 minutes remaining in this heat.
Yes, tons of time. Top 2 waves are being scored. And this is it, make or break, round number 4. You win, you advance on. You come in second, pull up a chair, and support your favorite rider because you are out of the event. Again, welcome everybody to the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. We have very contestable conditions out here at Middles, just outside of Isabela, on the beaches of Isabela, the northwest side in Paradise, Puerto Rico. Here we go, up and riding. Eder Luciano.
Eder Luciano up and riding, drives off the bottom, goes for the roll in the closeout section, and it looks like he's going to come out through the white water. That will be a complete maneuver.
Yep. Sorry, I was looking at my notes, but Magno now in the yellow jersey waiting on the outside. He has 20 minutes. We're waiting for Eder Luciano's waves to drop. I'm saying in the mid-range, the 5 or 6s, and now it's not a bad wave. It could be worse, but we're going to take another look right now of, oh, I guess we're not. They teased me.
Yeah, and it looks like you're right. 5.5 for Eder Luciano.
All right, Jackson, check this out. We do have Shaggy downstairs with the winner of the last heat, Jake Stone. Shaggy, let's do this.
The second winner of round 4's man on man. Jake, you just beat my doubles partner, Hardy, but congratulations. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It doesn't feel as good as it would beating, someone who's not such a good friend of mine, and yeah, it's always hard versing your friends, but I guess competition's competition. You just got to go for it. And I know the heat really didn't go the way either of us planned, and it was just, it was a tough heat, but yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it looked like you struggled to find a bit of rhythm earlier in the heat, but then you had that great roll. Talk us through that one.
I wouldn't call it great, but it was a little El Rolo. I just got a little section, bottom turned hard, and just smashed a little Rolo off it.
I think it was the bottom turn that sold me, but yeah, congratulations. You're into the quarterfinals.
Oh, yeah, mate, loving it. Loving it.
Any shout-outs to back home?
Just like to thank all the VS team watching and all my mates in WA and the Sunny Coast, and thanks to bloody Eppo and Chris Parkinson, Kerry, Woodridge, all the boys at home. Thanks. Hope you're watching.
There we go. Back to you guys.
Another great interview. Shaggy is thrown down, and Jake Stone, he's pumped.
Yes, meanwhile, out in the water, about 18 minutes remaining. Each rider with one wave. We have Magno Oliveira in yellow, Eder Luciano in red, and it's Magno up and riding on this one. Pulls into a little foamy barrel on the inside, comes out. That was a bit of a foamer there, Manny. Nice little smaller wave, but kind of a heavy lip, foamy inside section. We'll see how that scores with the judges. He'll paddle out for another one. Again, we have Magno Oliveira and Eder Luciano out in the water. Battle of the Brazilians. All right, and while we watch Magno paddle back out, don't forget to IBAWorldTour.com/survey. Please take the survey. Meanwhile, Eder Luciano out in the water in the red jersey. Here you can see his stats coming up on screen. The 24-year-old Brazilian currently sitting 19th on the World Tour. He really needs a good result here and in Fronton if he wants a chance to make it back into the top 16 and requalify for the Grand Slam Series for 2012. Meanwhile, Magno Oliveira already pretty much locked in there, sitting 9th on the World Tour points right now. So two pretty different stories from these two Brasileiros. One on the inside, pretty much locked in. The other one trying to scratch his way back in there.
Well, we would like once again to welcome everybody tuning in live from around the world, including all the Hawaiians watching in the early AM mornings. We know Nick Dross is watching, and David and Jeff Hubbard's brother, Mike, is also tuned in. Tomas in Portugal, we know you're watching. And if you want to give a shout out, go for it. Do it at messages. Send us an email, messages@ibaworldtour.com, and we will try our best to get to them. There you have it. So thank you guys for tuning in again here at the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico, and another day in paradise.
Yes, and don't forget, IBAWorldTour.com. Click on shop, the IBA online store. We've got iPhone covers, hats, beanies.
And check this out, straight to the live action. Good job. Big air roll spin right there for Eder Luciano, the Brazilian, looking for a 7.51. And out the back, wave exchange, Magno Oliveira.
Magno Oliveira hits a big air roll spin off of that section. Still going, resets his line, driving, looking for a finishing maneuver, gets the roll off of the oncoming end section. And a really nice wave exchange out there between the fellow countrymen, the fellow Brazilians.
I wonder we have some pretty cool matchups, and the Brazilians are going against each other, South Africans are going against each other, and Eder Luciano going for a big air roll spin, and his fashionable white fins pulling him around as he pulls that off. So Eder Luciano scoring a 6.75 on that wave, and Magno, look at this.
The wave right behind Eder. Magno gets slightly better projection on the air roll spin. They can see him getting it around. He sets up for the inside section and finishes it off with the roll off the inside, the oncoming section, almost running over Eder. Magno gets a 7.5 on that one. Yeah, it almost looked like Eder was doing his best to kind of throw off Magno's line on there.
You know what? We don't know for sure, but it looked like it could have been. But the Brazilians, they are some of the most fierce competitors in the world, and I wouldn't pass it, pass it by them.
Yeah, a little Brazilian gamesmanship out there in the lineup.
Tudo bem, tudo bem. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. 14 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in heat number 3, round number 4. We are bringing you round number 4 live, and we are going to, I believe, bring you the semifinals in the drop knee and women's division. So don't go anywhere. We got tons of action coming to you from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, my cohort here, my partner in crime, Manny Vargas, will be bringing you the DK action in the for the semifinals. And then I'll be jumping back on the mic to cover the women's semifinals.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did I get the raw end of that deal?
How's that the raw end of the deal? You're the DK legend.
Yeah, but yeah. All right, so waiting patiently out in the water. 13 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. So Eder Luciano now chasing an 8.75, and which is totally possible in these conditions. The swell seems to be dropping a little bit more slower as far as the sets are coming in. So now it's going to get a little bit tight coming in for landing. Round number 3. Round number 4, heat number 3. Do you think they're speaking English or Portuguese to each other?
Oh, Portuguese.
Portuguese. Wow, look at this thing setting up. It is Magno Oliveira who's dropping in. Oh, way too deep, and kicks out of that one.
And unfortunately, Magno is going to give up priority by having done that.
Oh, naive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. This place is magical. If you've never been to Puerto Rico, it's a short 3-hour flight from New York City, and anywhere else in the U.S. it's really close. San Juan, Puerto Rico was the first name given to the island. Actually, I take that back. Puerto Rican was the first name, and then the Europeans showed up and called it San Juan in honor of San Juan the Baptist. So you have to come here.
Yes, the city of San Juan was founded in 1521 and is the oldest city in the New World. And I tell you what, it's amazing. It's beautiful. Everywhere you go, you see the heritage and the culture shining through.
Check out, I love this clip. Watch the mirror above the car. You can see our filmer, Todd Bonds, going by right there. But yes, Puerto Rico, absolutely incredible. And San Juan itself has only, this place right here, this fort was only captured by one other country, and it's still here intact. Beautiful place. Please come check out Puerto Rico and San Juan. And you might see me lingering over here in the northwest side because I love this place. I'm definitely coming back.
Yeah, Manny mentioned the original name, but the island of Puerto Rico was originally named San Juan after San Juan the Baptist. It was San Juan Batista.
Well, actually, I took it a little deeper.
Yes, you did. You went all the way back to the Taino culture.
Yes, the indigenous people, the Taino Indians actually called the island Borican, which means the land of the great lords.
Yes, so, very interesting heritage and culture here. And, now we've got, it looks like we've got some sets coming in, Manny. If you look carefully at the screen, you can see some sets starting to rear up on the outside for our two Brazilians. Magno Oliveira currently in the lead with a 15.5 combined score out of 20. He's followed by Eder Luciano and his 12.25. Eder needing an 8.75 or better to catch Magno at this point. Magno with an 8.0 and a 7.5. Eder with a 5.5 and a 6.75.
In and out right there for Magno Oliveira. Not much there for him, so he kicks out. Actually, that wave looked like it formed up pretty good all the way to the inside section, so I don't know if that was a good choice. Look at this. Great angle shot from Todd Bonds, part of the production here. Amory Laverne shaking his head to some beat. Dave Winchester, I believe, picking hairs off his arm or something. I don't know what he's doing. We'll take a different angle.
Might be picking our refresh scar.
Yes, very dangerous out here at Middles. Very shallow reef and big waves. Jamie King and Jimbo getting front row seats. Mitch Rollins, Jake Stone sitting underneath the red tent. This is where all the guys are converging and talking about the contest at hand. Look at this wave. Out the back, yellow, drops in. Magno Oliveira on this left.
Magno pulls into the barrel, gets covered right away, and it looks like he got pinched on that one, Manny.
Cameraman looking for this rider in red. Eder Luciano dropping in.
Eder driving down the line. Here you can see him coming off the bottom, adjusting his line, heads up, hits
Nice.
another big invert. He did this throughout the course of the leaderboard round, and there you can see he comes out through the white water, throws his hand up to acknowledge to the judges that he has completed the maneuver, and he's going to duck out now. Riders are being very careful with this.
Yes, and we want to make they want to make sure that they are awarded all the points. Look at that. Full extension, nice tweak, almost brought it all the way in, totally inverted. That was Eder Luciano. Eder, yesterday in round number 2, was absolutely flying high. He was getting unreal projection on some of his aerial maneuvers, and one of the highest airs that I seen yesterday was from Eder Luciano.
Now, we mentioned the hand being raised in the air to acknowledge to the judges and riders being careful about this. This is due to a meeting that went down between the IBA judges and the riders. The judges are awarding points for effort on big waves, big maneuvers, but to gain maximum point scoring, you need to be able to complete the maneuver, and to acknowledge to the judges that you've completed the maneuver, you need to exit the whitewater cleanly, raise your hand, let them know.
Sorry, Jackson, we got live action. Magno Oliveira in the yellow jersey. Oh, my. It didn't look like it was going to – it looked like it was going to shape up, but it didn't for Magno Oliveira.
Yes, so we'll wait for that last score. Meanwhile, Eder with a 7.6 on his last wave for that big invert. A solid score there for Eder Luciano. He now has a 7.6 at 6.75. He's now only chasing a 7.91, which is very much attainable.
We have 7 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in heat number 3, round number 4 in the water. Coming up next, Jared Houston, Mark McCarthy, the South African showdown. Coming up next, that is going to be very exciting to see both of these guys on a level that is the top. I mean, we got the top riders in the world, live and direct from Puerto Rico, the Encanto Pro, Puerto Rico.
All of these man-on-man heats are absolutely unreal, but right now we've got Eder out in the water. He's continuing where he was earlier in the leaderboard rounds.
Yeah, check out this action that he was on fire yesterday, and he was just getting absolutely crazy. And here's another look of Eder Luciano yesterday. Perfect bottom turn. It's great to see the Brazilians put it all on the line, and look at the projection off the bottom, straight off the top. And he just got some serious air right here. 10-foot drop back onto the flats. Legs are spread. Legs are there to help him land, make the landing, landed smooth, and he continued on this wave. Eder Luciano clocking some serious air time yesterday.
Eder Luciano, the ground control landing gear is down. We are go.
Yes, Eder Luciano, the Brazilian, still getting air here in round number 4. But holding steady. First place, Magno Oliveira at 15.5. Eder Luciano chasing a 7.91 to get that first place spot away from Magno. Again, round number 4. First place, advance. Second place, pull up a chair.
Yep, 6 minutes remaining. There you can see up in the corner of your screen. There's the points breakdown as Manny just gave you. While we wait for our riders out in the water to sink their teeth into whatever Mother Ocean has to offer next, just want to give a quick rundown of our sponsors. The municipality of Isabela helped make this possible. Also, SeePuertoRico.com. Puerto Rico does it better.
Yes.
Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the IBA and Encanto Pro.
I like that one.
So do I, Manny.
Wait a second. Hold that thought. Check this out. Out the back in the yellow jersey from behind the peak. Oh, Magno throwing it, bailing on the drop. He knew he was too deep, and that wave just shaped up beautifully all the way to the inside, but he was just too far back. He knew he wasn't going to make it and bails at the last second.
And if you watched carefully, you could see he got sucked up and over the falls after that one.
Oh, my.
So hopefully he didn't hit that shallow reef out there. We've had more than a few competitors and event staff get scraped up out there.
One that I remember is Yeray Martinez was out there in a free surf, and he wasn't even on the wave. He was paddling out, and the wave just chomped him, and he just got somersaulted in the whitewash and his head, the back of his head hit the reef, but he's okay. Lucky for him and lucky for us that Eder is okay, but he's just one of many. So it is a wave of consequence out here at Middles, just outside of Isabela, on the beaches of Isabela, on the northwest side of Puerto Rico. I love it down here.
Anytime you ride shallow reef breaks, there's an element of danger and risk out there. And you know what? There's plenty of reef breaks to choose from in Puerto Rico. This place is a treasure trove of quality waves.
And quality riders. It's amazing rolling up to these spots and seeing the local guys just throwing it down. So a big shout out to Eric and the Wishing Well boys for letting me use their water yesterday after the session at Wishing Well. And Eric's lucky. He's just footsteps away from some of the best drop knee waves on this side of the island. So Eric, thank you very much. Here's a look of the current standings out in the water.
Yeah, there's a wave-by-wave breakdown of what the riders have put together so far out in this heat. As we are under 4 minutes remaining, there you can see Magno in the lead over Eder Luciano.
All right, so Eder Luciano, time is winding down. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining for him to come up with a 7.9 wave, and it is totally possible. We saw it, the round just before. Mark McCarthy, the South African, needed a second place to secure a spot in the top 16. And at the buzzer, Mark McCarthy grabbed that wave and was able to jump into that second place spot and helped him move on out of the leaderboard rounds.
All right, so we were given a little rundown on the sponsors we got as far as Coors Light.
I love it.
We'd also like to thank El Nuevo Dia newspaper, Gasolina, party in a pouch.
Wait a second. Check this out. Eder Luciano on this one. Sorry to interrupt you again, but check this out. Eder Luciano.
Eder with a nice roll on that one. Then he's going to kick out, so that's all she wrote on that wave. Don't worry about interrupting me, Manny. There's action in the water. We need to call it.
Yes, you're right. Live action is priority. I mean, live action in the water, not you. Live action.
I'm Action Jackson live behind the table. That's action out in the water.
All right. So here we are at Middles, the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. And again, 4 to 6 foot waves. It looks like off the wall and gas chambers right out in front. And the guys are stoked, putting together some incredible performances thus far. Right now, 2 minutes remaining in this heat. Leading the charge, Magno.
Yep. This is Manny Vargas. I'm Steve Action Jackson. Out in the water, we have Magno Oliveira and Eder Luciano. The two Brazilians doing battle here in round 4. Right now, it's Magno Oliveira on top with a 15.5 combined score. Eder Luciano currently needs a 7.91 or better.
Since we got the live feed on us right now, make sure you go to IBAWorldTour.com and check out some of the merchandise from IBA International. I got the T-shirt. You can pick this up there. iPhone 4 covers. These things are pretty cool. And I think Terry McKenna walked away with the black one. There is a black one available. Plus, we got some hats. Jackson's wearing one, the black one, navy, white. Make sure you get your merch on IBA World Tour.
You can go there and pre-order your 2012 IBA World Tour calendar as well. All price listings on the online shop are listed in U.S. dollars.
Perfect. So you have no excuse to be walking around with some IBA International merchandise. So now, 1 minute remaining out in the water. Heat number 3, round number 4. Eder Luciano on the hunt for a 7.91 wave. Jackson, so far, what has been your best experience on the island?
There's so many. I don't know where to start. The food's been amazing. Our little zip lining expedition was unreal. The waves have been pumping every single day. Honestly, I think my favorite would have to be my solo sessions out in front of the hotel at sunrise in the morning.
Yes.
That just doesn't happen in New Jersey. 85-degree waters, reef breaks, a fun wedging right, and watching the sun come up while I'm doing it, nobody else out in the water.
Nice. Well, we try to make a deal. Here's Eder Luciano. I don't understand why he was going for that, but he kicks out, and now he has to paddle back out and deal with Magno. I think Eder knows that it is the end of the road, and Eder was thinking about going for that one, but Magno had the priority. Magno go for the drop knee. Oh, last wave coming in. Eder Luciano, unfortunately, could not grab that, and I don't think that would have been a 7.9 wave. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Magno Oliveira taking out fellow Brazilian Eder Luciano here in round number 3, heat number 3. Or, I apologize, round number 4, heat number 3. Coming up next, one more look. There is the wave-by-wave breakdown.